Morning friends, and welcome back to the Spruce Stomper YouTube channel. An excellent place for entertainment. Now, summertime can be an excellent time to hit the open road with your family. There's a few extra items that I like to bring with me to make things go just a little bit more smooth. So let's get into the nuts and bolts of it and have a look at what they are. Now, typically, when people are getting ready to hit the open road, they focus on the luxury items, the snacks, and whose playlist are they gonna listen to, and if you're the leader of the group, you're the man of the household, you got a bigger responsibilities. Now, no one likes to break down or be stuck on the side of the road, but it could happen. And if it does happen, and you got your wife and your kids and the dog and this whole thing, it's not as simple as just, oh, I'm just gonna phone up the tow truck or something like that. So it's best to try and be prepared. So item number one, I don't care if I am going on a little short road trip. If I'm basically leaving the city that I live in, this comes with a full size, it's not full size. This is a 3-ton floor jack, proper jack, okay? Picture it's pouring rain, you've got a blown out tire. I'm usually pulling some sort of trailer too, so you got a whole nother scenario to deal with there. You are not going to want to be fiddling around with one of these flimsy, whimsical little jacks that's under the hood of the truck or comes behind the seat. Garbage. This is what you're going to want to have in that pinch situation. Throw in a couple chunks of block, you know, a couple offcuts, a 2x6 or something like that to stick under the wheels in case you're on a soft gravel shoulder. You won't regret it. This baby is going to save your butt in the case of a flat, as you're going to be lickety split. Now, that being said, item number 2 that I bring, and this stays in the truck. This isn't a road trip thing. Just go down to Princess Auto, get yourself one, and leave it in the vehicle. Because again, the stuff that comes with these vehicles from new, junk. So this, breaker bar. Now this one I like because it's got this end, and it also has a dual ratchet head on the other end, 1/2 inch and 3/8 drive, so it's useful for a whole bunch of things. And then what you're going to want to do is go ahead and buy a socket, just buy one socket, or like most guys, dig through the 1,000 extra sockets you got kicking around, find the one that fits the truck, the lug nuts on the truck, put it on the ratchet, never take it off, just leave it there. Then go over everything else you're bringing with you. Have one that fits the lug nuts on the trailer. Make sure that you have the right one because maybe all the trailers you have aren't the same. Leave that on there. And another thing that's going to get you to double, triple check, because you're going to need one more socket. If you're pulling a trailer that has a spare tire mounted to it somewhere, check the size of these nuts. This trailer, these nuts on this spare tire mount here, it bolts on the frame like so. They are not the same size as the lug nuts on the wheels on the actual trailer itself. So again, totally, you know, maybe you're gonna have 30 bucks into this. Double, triple check. Not all the fasteners that you're gonna have to deal with on the side of the road, if it so happens, are going to be of the same size or variety. So this is bare minimum. Even better, I don't usually fuss around with it too much because a lot of times I'm pulling a trailer full of tools. A socket set in the truck does not hurt. Again, Canadian Tire, you can get yourself one of the you know, it's got 200 pieces in it. You got every socket, every size, but this is gonna save your butt. Item 3, and again, even if you're driving a little SUV or a little car or whatever like this, it doesn't hurt to bring. I'd bring a jug of water. We got tons of water for where we're headed, but a jug of water doesn't hurt. The old radiator decides to spew its guts out, and you're looking around and there's not even a puddle to get water out of. Jug of water isn't gonna hurt. Gas, extra fuel. You got a little car, you can get a little jug. You got a big truck, you can have a big jug. Shit happens, man. You get distracted. It shouldn't happen, but maybe you do. Maybe you forgot to fuel up. I'll just share a quick story with you. I was going through a mountain pass that's north of the town that I live in. There is nothing in between the two towns, and it's a couple 100 kilometers, not a big deal, right? There's even signs that says, hey, the next service is X amount away, make sure that your tank is full. So I'm coming back, no worries, got lots of fuel, get about half an hour into this mountain pass, there's no cell service, so there's nobody around, car accident, highways shut down, lockdown, fatality was involved. So if you've ever been in that scenario, not only did they shut the highway down, they shut it down in both directions, they don't move anything, and you got nowhere to go. It's too far out to go back. In this case it was, because the way they had the highway shut down. You couldn't turn around and go back. It was winter time, you know, it was probably about minus 20 degrees Celsius, so the truck stays on, right? Or you're getting frozen. That's where your jug of water comes in handy, because you might be parched at some point. Well, I'll tell you what, there were people that ran out of fuel. We sat there for just shy of 4 hours with the trucks running, waiting for them to clear one lane for us to get going. And when everyone started going, there were a few cars that did not get going. And they're in a sticky situation because now someone has to run back to town to get them help, on and on. Doesn't hurt. Get a good jug that seals up, right? You don't want the back seat of your mom's SUV to smell like gasoline or whatever you're driving. So we chucked that in there. So we got the floor jack. We got the floor jack. We got your ratchet with all your sockets. We got some extra fuel. We got some water. Now this is where it goes a little beyond. All right, well, this last item, this might not be for everybody, but if you're a real preparedness kind of fella, okay, and you got loved ones that are coming with you and you don't want to leave them in a pinch, especially when you're pulling extra gear behind you, right? Tools, okay? One of these pack-out kits, well, I'm not going to tell you to buy a pack-out kit because buying stuff like this leads to buying more stuff like this, and that's a whole another video in itself. It gets expensive. Don't chintz on the tools. I bring this box because it's reasonably good for most scenarios. I mean, we're not overhauling an engine on the side of the road, nor do I know how. But for common things, when you get to where you're going, if you got a problem or you got something that's happening on the side of the road, you bring a bunch of stuff, okay? Multimeter. I got socket sets in standard and metric. I got Allen keys metric and standard. There's a set of Torx Allen keys in there. Channel locks, vice grips. There's virtually every kind of pliers. Oh, do you guys remember that fitting? Does that ring a bell? It actually came in the mail. If you don't know what this is for, go back and watch the power steering boat video before this one. You'll know what that's for. Side cutters, wire strippers, linesman pliers. Anybody know why you'd want that? Other than, you know, maybe you just want to pry on some stuff. The wheel covers on this Super Duty, they get full of dirt, they get corroded on, and again, you're on the side of a busy highway, you got kids, a dog, you got whatever, you want to get going, you don't want to be dinking around without the right stuff. So this, bam, pop the covers off, you're back in business with this. Screwdrivers. I mean, I got duplicates. There's a crescent wrench in case you want to strip out 77 bolts on the side of the road, you can do that. Then we get in the bottom, and this may be where it starts getting a little... What can we do here so you can see better? Here, we'll prop this up so you can see a little better. I can't prop it too far, the lid will shut. There, that's better. There, wow, high production quality. Wrenches, right? Metric and standard. These are stubbies because it fits better in the box, so maybe a little bit frustrating if you actually needed to use these for any sort of thing where you'd require leverage, right? But we're all familiar with this, right? One short wrench plus one short wrench equals one long, knuckle-busting, dangerous wrench of leverage. These I throw in just because why not? Metric and standard swivel sockets. because they fit and they reach most things. Again, I don't want to be frustrated. I got a 3/8 extension to go with the 3/8 sockets. I actually bring a cordless drill and a little cordless impact. The impact's not big enough to be mechanicking. It's just a small 1/4" drive one, but for little stuff, it just saves time, right? I got something wrong with the truck. Say we're out hunting, we got the quads out or the boat or whatever. It just makes life a little bit easier, so why not bring it, right? You own the tools. Why not bring them on the road trip? Full bit set of virtually every bit and hex driver and 1/4" to go in that little impact you can imagine. This, again, I bring the cordless drill because why not? I don't know what you're fixing, right? Maybe you're weaving something back together with zip ties. Set of drills, I was missing a few, but it's got step bits. If you're gonna buy a set of drills, just buy a set of step bits, right? They don't have to be crazy expensive. Works good in a pinch. There's a ball peen hammer in here, extra batteries. This is a full 3/8 socket set. Oh, and look at this. I fibbed to you. Not just short. I actually got a full set of wrenches all the way up to 1 inch in here because, you know, struggling's for fools. That's about all the goodies that are in here. There's a couple pipe wrenches. I don't know what you'd be doing with a pipe wrench, but I'll tell you what, if you were in a situation where you're like, I wish I had a pipe wrench, well, I don't wish, I have. So you set out, it's supposed to be a fun time, but shit can happen. So it's easier to be prepared than not. Oh, and there's an automotive test light in there. Again, not because I know a lot about it, but I'd rather have it and fumble around with it than not have it at all. So there you have it. You know, it's just a few things that I like to bring with me to make the trip go a little bit smoother. You know, the floor jack, the extra breaker bar, some water, fuel. I mean, of course, you know, if I gotta tell you, you should have a set of jumper cables and stuff like that, and maybe you should just hand in the keys to your truck, you know, if you're a man running around without the basic necessities of that sort of thing, you know. You're not hiding a can of brake clean in the truck somewhere just in case you gotta get to some serious business. So maybe that helps somebody. I'd rather have all this stuff and never have to use it than not have it and need it, or however the saying goes. You know, because if all else fails, well, you just hop on the kid's scooter, I guess, and book her to the next town. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Some other exciting adventure. Unloading here, one thing I forgot to mention, a spare tire if you're pulling a trailer. It doesn't hurt. Never do they just scatter road debris in nice polite piles on the highway so you only blow out 1 tire. You might as well have 2 because, you know, your luck can go for shit sometimes. And no matter how prepared you are, there are some things that you can't prepare for. Like your boat motor leg turning all its innies into outies. That's not supposed to be like that. But fixing that, I'll have to wait for another episode. So again, thanks for tuning in. No matter what it is, if it's broke, I'm sure we can figure out a way to fix it. And you know, what's the worst that could happen? Gain a little knowledge and a little more self-sufficiency as we go. Gotta keep a smile on your face.